What is going on, everybody? Happy Monday. Here is your episode of Monday Same Game Parlay, presented by Betfred Sportsbook. Degen, Merry Christmas, brother.
Merry
Hope you had a great
Christmas to
weekend.
you. Sure did.
Did Santa bring anything good?
I got a Jimmy Buffett Margaritaville margarita maker.
Sure he can.
What else do I need?
Sure he can.
Wife
I feel like
is
that's
pissed.
every – yeah, she's best.
Where am I going to put it? Where am I going to put it? It's fucking this big.
It's huge. It's huge, and you're living in the city, and you probably don't have that much room for it.
No.
Okay. I feel like that's a staple of every man's home. Once you hit, upper 20s, you got to have a margarita maker in your home. I feel like that's a staple of every household.
Upper 30s too, sure.
Sure. I was giving you the benefit of the doubt.
I know, thank you.
Awesome. Well, I did not get my Margaritaville maker yet. Got some clothes, got some socks, got some gift cards, got some sportsbooks promo gift cards because the fam knows what's good. We're going to be using that shit to make a Betfred SGP that's finally going to hit today, Degen, because we've missed by one leg every fucking week. It's been pretty wild. Missed it again last week by Tanyan. We've hit the side in total every single week, Degen. We've been hitting the nail on the head with that. And this week, we might be the most confident in the side in the total, which means that's probably going to reverse sweep, and we'll hit all the props. But anyways, we're going to give it our best shot, all right? We've done hours and hours of research. I was up all night getting ready for this. Not really. Let's attack. Okay? Travis in chat. How we doing, Travis? Austin, how we doing? Austin knows where we're starting.
Austin
in
knows.
Chat. Austin knows what's going on. Okay? We can pull up the Parlay Plus. We can cut the shit and get right into it. Let's start with the Colts. Colts only getting 3.5 points here. Only getting 4 points here against the Chargers, who are red hot and bound for the Super Bowl, right, Degen?
Yep.
Herbert's healthy. Chargers wide receivers are healthy. They're going to the Super Bowl and they're going to win it, right? That's what everyone's saying. Well, why the fuck are they only getting 3.5 or 4 points here, Degen? I don't know. I don't know. And anyone saying that these teams have given up or don't want to win, did you watch football this weekend? These guys have salaries that they need for next season to pay for food for their family and housing. They have their own pride on the line. You don't give up just because your team sucks dick. You might not play as hard if you're down late in the game, but when that ball gets kicked off and there's 15 minutes on the clock in the first quarter, everyone's giving their best effort because these are grown-ass men, fighting for salaries next year, okay? The Colts are trying to win this game, all right? Whether it's for, themselves or whether it's to play, try to bust the Chargers' chances of making the playoffs, whatever. These guys are pros, and they're going to go out there, and you're going to get effort from them right off the rip from them and Jeff Saturday. No Jonathan Taylor. That makes this line even weirder. It's got to be Colts.
Yeah, another thing too. I agree with what you're saying to a T. I think teams also really like to play the role of spoiler. And I mean, I got burned a little bit. One of the reasons I like the Titans this weekend wasn't necessarily so much of the Titans. It was more because the Texans, I legitimately did not think they wanted to win. So I just laid it with the Titans money line. But these guys, like you said, they're professionals. They don't like being embarrassed. And we just saw it last night with the Cardinals. Nobody thought the Cardinals were going to be in that game. 8 points, I think it got up to, a little buyback, 7.5. I don't know how the fuck they were in that game, to be quite honest with you. I watched most of it. It was bizarre. But yeah, I agree. And at the end of the day, look, I'm not going to sit here and tell you why I think Nick Foles is a good quarterback or a better quarterback or why he works with the Colts system. None of that matters.
No.
To me, it's just someone other than Matt Ryan. It's a guy who still wants to go out there and showcase that, he's in the league for a reason. I'm not going to say he's going to light it up, but I don't think he's going to be pathetic by any means. I think he's going to be competent. And I think at the end of the day, so Travis said it, Colts D is incredible. I don't know. Incredible might be a stretch, but they're good. They're good enough. And even dating back to when they, when they got allowed 54 points to the Cowboys, it really wasn't their defense. There's a lot of the offense. There's a lot of Matt Ryan. So I think I like the under here. I think their defense keeps them in it. I think the Colts put together some drives. And I see a low scoring game, which already makes me like the dog. And like you said, I mean, it's contrarian, and I'm going to take the Colts here, especially with what the line's done. 3 up to 4.5 buyback now on the Colts with that number. Yeah, I love it. I like it a lot. So that's, I guess, where we always like to start and where we haven't, knock on wood, been wrong yet. We like the dog. We like the home dog. Give us the Colts, and we like, we think the game's going to be fairly low scoring. So I think we try to attack it in somewhere around that.
100%. So same page. What spread do we want? Are we taking 3.5? We want 4.5? What do you want?
I like 4.5.
Okay.
I do like 4.5. Yep.
Okay. We'll grab 4.5. I'm cool with buying that extra point for this parlay. Obviously, we can juice it up later with some props. And our guy Austin in chat says he's watching this with his grandma. Grandma Curtis, let me know what your favorite prop is tonight. We'll put that shit in the parlay. Let me know. All right. We need some luck from Grandma Curtis. Okay. All right. We got the Colts plus 4.5. Love that. Let's go to the total. Obviously, let's target the total here, which is sitting around 44.5. Opened up around 48, Degen. So coming down as we like. Shocker. I feel like we've seen more totals come down than go up this season. I don't know if that's a normal thing or if that's just because sharps are typically on unders, but we're seeing another one today. A lot of points moving down. What do you want to do with this? You want to buy the original total? What do you want to do?
I wouldn't mind. I'm fairly confident in 44.5. I always just kind of hate getting it at the number that's the worst. So if we're doing a parlay, I wouldn't mind juicing up a little bit and buying a couple points, and especially around like 45. What is that? That's like 6 touchdowns and a field goal.
So 7, 14, 21, 28, 35, 42, 43, 44, 45.
Yeah.
I mean,
I have a hard time seeing
how about that math?
7 touchdowns scored in this game. That was great.
Okay.
Yeah, I like that. I would be fine to go with that under.
45.5.
I like 45.5.
Okay. I have a feeling by time kickoff, this total might be even lower than where it's sitting at right now. I think it's going to keep moving.
The one thing I see, this is where I don't know, and I don't put too much stock into the movement with the announcement like what the Colts did, because was that look ahead line based on Matt Ryan playing quarterback, and did it adjust 2.5 points because Nick Foles is playing his first game? You know what I mean? So they expect the offense to be lacking even more. That's why I'm not, so in love with the total and necessarily playing the total. But I still, like I said, I still like it. And I think as long as we just buy it up a little bit towards the original number, I would be comfortable with that.
Okay. Now it's time for the fun part.
Yeah.
Jen. Now it's time for the fun part. Props. Need them. Don't want them. Need them. Let's get to it. Or we can take one of these like odd or even points and just leave it up to the gambling.
Oh, it would suck so bad to lose on that. But at the end of the day, it still sucks losing on Robert Tonyan. So what are you going to do?
He's the worst.
Well, I think since we're playing a side and total, I wouldn't want to get cute with the odd or even.
I know, I'm fucking around.
I do. You know what I do like though? I like the team total that we played. Although I don't know. I guess if we're going to play,
it's not going to let us do the total and a team total.
Yeah, that's fine. So let's just stick with the game total. I'm more confident in that.
Okay.
But I think what I like the most in this game is Michael Pittman Jr. And I have been, and it's kind of funny. I feel like most gamblers can agree with this. When you fall in love with a player prop in any sport, it always feels like you're a week early or a game early, right? I think that's what happened to me and Michael Pittman Jr. I liked the Colts last week. I got him at 3.5. They covered against the Vikings, as we know, the crazy comeback. But I also loved Michael Pittman Jr., and he didn't have a great day for whatever reason. Maybe it was him. Maybe it was Matt Ryan. I don't know. The Vikings defense is terrible. But I think it was a week early. So I'm going to go back to him. I think, too, if you're a guy like Nick Foles, you are a veteran, you are experienced, you're getting in here late in the season, what are you going to do when you throw the ball? Don't you want to just get it to the best player? Don't you want to get it to the best receiver? I think he's smart enough to realize that. And so I'm gonna put some stock into Michael Pittman Jr. So I think his line, depending on where we look, I think FanDuel had it at 62.5.
Let's see what he's sitting at. We'll get to him. I'm scheming through these props on Betfred. It's looking like they might have added some more, which is pretty cool.
Oh, did they? Okay, yeah. Well, we can dabble with those first. What are we looking at here? Total touchdown
props.
scored.
Hold on, let's go to player. Here we go. We got first touchdowns, last touchdowns. Give me the props. Where are they at? Here we go. I think Nick Foles throws a touchdown pass. I've already seen it in my head.
Absolutely.
I don't know if he's going to throw more than one, but I'd be down to put in a 1+ Nick Foles passing touchdown prop. They would probably usually be for guys like Justin Herbert minus 1,000, but for guys like Nick Foles, where they're projected to lose in a low total in a game where he's making his first start in, I think, years, or at least a year, I feel like this won't be as juicy as usual, and I'd be down to just put this in to get one to go through the net to have Nick Foles throw a tutty. And I've also seen a lot of Deion Jackson talk. Shout out Javon for pointing that out too. A lot of Deion Jackson talk, the backup running back. And I don't know. I think I want to target Nick Foles. I think he might have a decent day today.
Are you saying a lot of Deion Jackson talk as in be careful backing him?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't want to take anything Deion Jackson.
I was going to say, if anything, I would lean on, I like Zach Moss to score a touchdown. But I mean, he's the second on FanDuel for anytime touchdown score. He's the second best odds, plus 140 after Eckler, minus 140. Maybe it's weird, maybe it's not. I don't know. Seemed like a little bit of respect, but yeah, I'm Krabs. I'm totally cool with that. I'm trying to find passing props. I'm just curious of what it actually is. Nick Foles. So 1.5 under is minus 175. I think he absolutely gets one.
Okay.
So if we have the option to play that, I would be totally comfortable with it.
I do, and I'm down to target Moss as well. I'm cool with that too. Let's go to his props and see what we got.
Sure.
Let's dissect that. Okay.
Okay.
Let's see what we got here. Yeah, Deion Jackson. People acting like he's Marshawn Lynch today. No, thank you. Here's your guy Pittman. We can also circle back to him too. But I mean,
yeah.
Let's go to our guy Moss. Let's go to our guy Moss here. So we've got receiving yards. Maybe that's not what we target. We got his rush yards prop. Let me take a peek at what that's at. Let's see. Like his rushing yards is around 60, 59.5.
So you know what really makes me like this? We always love to read these player prop lines on Prize Picks.
Sure.
And his fantasy score is at 9.5. And now I know he's only been recently seeing more and more action, but even still, with against the Vikings, he had 8. So it's a 1.5 higher. I mean, and then before that, all season, he hadn't, in the last 4 games that he played, at least, he hadn't gone over 1.8.
Yeah.
I feel like that's pretty high.
I mean, the guy had 24 rush attempts last week. It's pretty clear they're trying to get him in the offense.
That's my thinking as well.
Yeah. Okay. Now, do we want to take his rushing prop or do we want to take him to score? Like, what do we...
Well,
I don't think we could take him ATTS. I think we have to take him first, or we could isolate and have him be Colts first, or we could have him be last.
Yeah.
First half.
First half, is it first half anytime score?
Yeah, they do. No, first half.
Oh, first half.
First half. They do have first half, first touchdown, and they have Colts first half, first touchdown as well, isolated. And then last as well.
Right. Okay. I don't love it.
Okay.
I don't love it.
We could also take his 40+ yards.
Rushing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And call it a day.
Yeah. Let's see what.
I mean, when we didn't overthink it last week and we picked players we thought were going to do well at their base, they hit.
Yeah.
So why overthink it? Why get cute? Let the parlay juice itself up. It juices itself. That's the great part about the parlay. It juices itself. You don't have to juice it.
And the Chargers defense, didn't they just played Derrick Henry, right?
Yeah, let's pull up what he did. I mean,
they got to be a little tired of tackling running backs. So maybe they're a little. It's kind of like those schools, out of conference schools for the Big Ten, when they play like Wisconsin's, and then the next week there used to be a gambling theory of that, like fading teams. outside of the Big Ten after they played teams like Wisconsin or Iowa because they would be so banged up and sore.
They're having nightmares about tackling these
guys.
Yeah,
exactly. I would do that. He's 59.5 on Prize Picks, and then let's see, 52.5 on FanDuel.
Okay.
Big discrepancy there.
That is. Okay. Zach Moss. All we need is 40, brother.
I know.
All we need is 40. Now, do we want to target your guy Pittman here?
I mean, I like him today. I like what Betfred offers. How you can take the, it's prop being at 62.5, but you can take 10 yards less and go with the 50.5 kind of to be safe. I know it's going to be juice, but still at the end of the day, I like it.
Right. I mean,
throwing it in a parlay.
In a parlay too, like if you get hooked, that's the worst thing. Worst case scenario.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then that's really all I'm leaning. I like a little Zach Moss today. I like a lot of Michael Pittman Jr. And what was you put in Foles touchdown pass, right? We could see what that pays. That's 5 legs.
Yeah, I am more than okay with that. I'm making sure I'm tying up loose ends, making sure we didn't forget any props that are a little weird. I'm doing some due diligence here, looking around. I think we're okay.
We're cold heavy. We're cold heavy.
We're definitely Colt heavy. I agree with that, but I mean, I don't know about you, but I think the Colts win this game.
Yeah, I do. I do. So I'm okay with
the lines at. Okay.
See, in this situation, because we're not really diversified, I feel like we've been losing by 1 leg, which sucks. But if we're wrong here, we're just going to be way off.
It's going to be over, or it's going to be perfect.
So I'm kind of okay with that.
Which is how parlay should probably be, right?
I mean, because losing by 1 leg sucks.
We're not no participation trophies here, right? Correct. It's all or nothing.
Correct.
It's all or nothing. Okay. All right. I'm going to make a call to my guy Fred and see if we can get some anytime touchdowns up here next week. For now, I think we roll with this, and I think it hits. We go Colts plus 4.5. We've got the under 45.5 alt. We've got our guy Big Dick Nick Foles in his first game to throw 1 touchdown pass. We're not asking for the world. We're not asking for Tom Brady performance. We're asking for 1 touchdown, which honestly recently would be a Tom Brady performance. And we go Zach Moss, 40-plus yards. He's going to feast today. And then our guy Michael Pittman, get it done, 50-plus yards in the air. Best player on that offense. Give him the rock. Give him the rock. Find your best player.
I think we should do one thing before we leave, because Broderick did mention we're being too biased with Colts props.
Oh no!
If we had to, but we know what we're getting ourselves into. We just admitted it. If we had to give somebody on here a lean on the Chargers side, what would it be?
Eckler to score the first touchdown for the Chargers.
I like that.
Honestly, like if you're getting cold feet and wanted to take that instead of Pittman, I would do that. But I like the other 4 a lot. The only one I don't love is Pittman, which I still like, but it's my least favorite of the 2. So I'll let you decide.
No, then you know what I think? Okay. I think we take it out.
Okay. You want to take it out and put in Eckler first touchdown for the Chargers?
I will say this. We're
calling an audible.
Which I'm fine with, and here's why. I'm going to play Pittman personally, but I do think it is smarter to diversify somewhat. And since Herbert is boosted, we kind of want to avoid him, right?
100%.
So the best way to do that is attack the running game for the Chargers.
Yeah.
And I don't know if we want to do yards or whatever, but this first touchdown score I do like, and that's going to boost the odds for the parlay, I bet, significantly.
Yeah. And he's the guy, right?
Correct.
He said we want to stay away from Herbert. That's what we know. He's in every single boost.
Mm-hmm.
Let's not ever think it. Let's go to the guy that's been an absolute touchdown machine.
Yep.
A guy that's going to get the ball. He's going to get a chance. And let's not ever think it. Eckler's a fucking dog.
Let's do it. I like that.
And, God forbid the Colts score first. We're going to be happy we got them, right? That's why we're taking Chargers.
Yep.
First touchdown. All right. I'm in.
Like that.
Plus 13 hundo.
There we go.
Plus 13 hundo, and this might be the most confident one we've had yet.
I love
the spread in total. We got Colts plus 4.5, We've got the under 45.5. We got our guy, Big Dick Nick, throwing 1 touchdown pass. We've got Zach Moss getting 40 yards on the ground at least. And Eckler, first touchdown, not for the game, but for the Chargers. Okay, so when Nick Foles throws a touchdown pass to Zach Moss, first play of the game for the Colts. Actually, not first play of the game. We have the under. After no points in the first quarter, and Nick Foles throws the first touchdown pass of the game to Zach Moss. Although that won't help our Zach Moss prop.
After
He runs the ball for 40 yards.
Long, methodical, like 8-minute, 22-second, 15-play drive in the first quarter. Thank you, Broderick Jackson, for calling us out and keeping us honest here. Now I feel like we're more balanced.
Broderick, expect a call when Michael Pittman has a career receiving yards. Expect a call. I'll see you in my office, Broderick, tomorrow when that happens. All right? Chat, hope you guys enjoyed today's episode of Same Game Parlay, sponsored by Betfred Sportsbook. Hope you had a hell of a holiday. It's back to business, though. Cut the shit. Let's hit some bets. Love this Parlay Plus we got built today. This shit's hitting to Jen.
Yep.
Why not us?
Why not?
Why not us? We'll be seeing. Peace, guys.
Peace.